We are live. Hey everybody, how are you feeling today? Are you ready for this family event? As stated, my name is Erin. I am your Red Bottom Realtor. I'm coming to you today, breathing a little heavy because I'm pregnant, but we still are here to talk about steps after home ownership. Today, I also have with me.
Say word. I'm coming in the building. I don't mean to rush the studio. I was running a little bit late. I had to stop by the store and get some juice. They're not my sponsor, but it is what it is, y'all. What's up, man? We're going to chill out for a little while, go live. I got the beautiful Erin. She's getting on swole right there. It's all good, though. It's all good.
It is all good because we're here today, Malik, to talk about steps after home ownership. So
that's right.
Most of the time when our customers or our clients come to us, they're talking to us about actually buying a home, but they don't really know what to do after buying that home to preserve it. So we wanted to make sure that we gave some time and some steps to you guys so that we can help you use this as an asset and make it your home asset and not a liability, meaning that it adds wealth and it doesn't deduct it. And we'll start off by talking about the general maintenance.
Okay, you're so professional. I want to give a big shout out. What's her name? Tiana T. Moore. I don't know if I be saying it right. Tinyetta T. Moore. We had the selfie studio in Rock Hill.
That's right.
I have no idea what I GPS. It took me all through the woods. But when I was riding through the woods, I was looking at property. I ain't gonna lie to you because I saw a house for sale, and next to the house for sale, I saw a camper for sale. So I'm saying to myself, did they live in the camper while they were getting that house ready? Because think about that. We talking about maintenance.
That's right.
So if you want to sell your house, people say always take your pictures off the walls, make your house presentable. We always think about that when we're about to sell our home. But now let's say we close on a home. Erin got you to the closing table because she is a Red Bottle Realtor with Family Realty. She gets you to the closing table. You close. They slide the keys across the table. Now you head on to the house. And as soon as you get there, what do you think is the first step, Erin? If it was your house, when you bought your first home, what was the first thing you did when you moved in that day?
I made sure the keys work for every door.
Thank you. The first thing you got to do is make sure all keys work. And once you make sure the keys work, change the locks.
Absolutely.
You don't know how many people have that key. You don't know who showed that house, who made a duplicate key to come in later on. Because remember, it was a vacant or occupied home, and somebody might want to go in there later on after you're living there. You move in, put your brand new 70-inch up, your brand new red couch, your brand new red bottoms, and they come to get your stuff. So the first thing I like to do is make sure everything works. I go in, I make sure my keys work. After that, I go to the highest part of the house and I cut all my water on to make sure it's functionally flowing. So after I cut all my waters on, then I cut the bathtubs on. Then I go to the garbage disposal and run it through a full cycle. Yes, the inspector did that, but now I have all the water on because you can't tell me, ladies and gentlemen, you never took a shower while your son was in the shower, your daughter's in the shower. And you go, oh, mama, the water cold. That means you had a 50-gallon tank that might have one bad element if it's an electric hot water tank.
Yeah.
So if one element goes bad, that means you only fill up half the tank of hot water. So Erin takes one of them 2-hour showers because she's pregnant and showering for 2. Then her daughter gets in there and it's freezing.
That's true.
You see, same thing like in my household. If somebody in my household takes a shower, I have to worry if I have enough hot water. And you know, today's code say you must put in these new, what they call tankless,
yeah.
Especially on commercial.
Yeah.
Commercial.
So for question for you, Malik, when you turn on all of the faucets and you run your garbage disposal, you probably running your dishwasher too. Do you walk around and see if there are any, do you do any walk arounds and optical views of trying to make sure that things are right, or do you just make sure that everything is running the way it needs to for the
So y'all mind if I take her from UNCC to CPCC? All right, she said the optical look. I'm like, optical look? You blew my mind. Is that the internal retina? No, I'm just messing with y'all. What I do, I look for also, think about it, sink stopping.
That's right.
Because if I got all the functional flow of water running, sink stops up. We've all done it. Cut the water on real quick. Hear our phone ring in the back bedroom. Run the bedroom. You forget the water's running. Then you come out. Now the water's all over the floor.
That's
now
true.
your tile is buckling. Your wood floor is buckling. So I try to check everything from a visual standpoint. The home inspector should be doing that. But every home inspector is not created equal. So that's the thing. The next thing I like to do, ladies and gentlemen, I always go in the refrigerator, take the ice, and I dump it in the garbage disposal. My first day in the house, I put soap in there, dish detergent, some bleach, cut the ice, not the ice, I cut the garbage disposal on and let it crush the ice, and that cleans the blades. because you don't know how long that house was sitting. You don't know if there's mildew. You don't know if there's bacteria inside the garbage disposal, or somebody might have had some collard greens and just put them down in there and then try to chop them up. So you take a full thing of ice tray, hot water, some soap or some bleach, cut the garbage disposal and clean and sharpen the blades. That's what that's about. What else you got for me?
So Malik, quick question for you. After you make sure, like if you do have an issue with that, I think the one thing that we can say for our realtors at Family Realty is that we're through the whole life cycle of it. So we don't want to be your realtor for one transaction. The truth of the matter is we're trying to be your realtor for 3. We want to make sure that you can buy the house, sell the next house, and then when you want to buy your forever home, you can buy that too. So you can use us as a contact, but these are some general things that we wanted you to know.
Did you know on the application when somebody fills out an offer to purchase, or even with the agency, let's go to agency for all the realtors watching. Let's look at agency. On the agency form, it shows 1 house, 2 houses, 3 houses. So we teach you at Family Realty is don't just say a specific address. On your agency form, put Mecklenburg County, Gaston County, York County. Because they might live near the Carowinds Boulevard exit, and 5 miles this way is North Carolina, 1 mile this way is South Carolina. So what if you put on that actual agency, we're going to help them find a house in Charlotte. You just limited your area to Charlotte. And when you brought that up about future homes, it also opens the door for multiple homes. Do you need agency for each home? Yes, you do.
Yes.
But once you're a good realtor and you do what you're supposed to do with your client, it should really become, I'm going to use a word, friend. They become your friend. A client is no longer a customer because now there's a personal relationship. You just put them in one of the largest purchases of their life and they trusted you.
Yeah.
And a lot of agents out here were just doing it for the commission. They were like, oh, that ain't paying but 1%. I ain't showing that house.
That's it.
But that was her dream home and you didn't show it to her because it was only paying 1%.
That's it.
A lot of agencies, I remember when I was getting recruited, everybody wanted to work for their firm. Oh, you can quit your job. I'm not quitting my job. The one thing I like about Family Realty, we got to keep our jobs, do this part-time with full-time service.
Yeah.
And all of our realtors come with, especially, we got a veteran realtor. We got you know math and accounting. Jeremy knows construction. Everybody knows something in Family Realty that can help the client out.
Well, Malik, I would like to slightly correct you on one thing.
Go ahead.
We don't do anything part-time.
No.
We're dual professionals. So we have 2 professions, which is real estate and whatever we do. But we don't want you to get the misconception that we do anything part-time. We give full effort to everything that we do.
So remember what I said, we do it part-time with full-time service.
That's it.
Because again, I don't want anybody quitting their day job, because when I teach real estate and I teach investing, and today I want to show you how to make extra money if you don't mind, because once you own a house, even if you rent an apartment, people don't realize 300 square foot of your apartment, 300 square foot of your house, your garage can be written off. A lot of us don't understand the money of a house. A house is an asset. You go back to the FUBU history. He refinanced his house, his mama house, to get the money to fulfill orders for FUBU. That's true. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all all talk about, oh, I don't need no house. I don't want no house. But when you don't have home ownership, you have no legacy. You have no leg to stand. Well, everybody don't feel like cutting grass. Okay, that's because you have a poor mentality. You have a W-2 mentality. No disrespect. Keep going to work every single day. But listen to what I'm going to say to you. Every day you go to work, you're on that drug. What's that drug called? Paycheck. They're giving you a paycheck of a drug so you can forget about all your dreams. It's no different than an ABC store on the corner. Check cashing in our neighborhoods, food line in our neighborhoods. Some of our neighborhoods don't even got a Publix or Harris Teeter. So I learned from Malcolm X and Mr. Farrakhan, they always said back in the day, a poor education will put you in a poor neighborhood. A poor neighborhood will put you in a poor school district. A poor school district get you a poor education will get you a poor paying job.
That's true.
It's a vicious cycle. So I hope today we can spread some love, and I want to talk about interest rates. I want to talk about car loans. I want to talk about a lot, because today I want somebody to actually learn something, not just about buying a house, closing, and getting some things from it. But Aaron, we got to teach them that there's money in your house.
So let's go there.
Talk that.
Because I think what you're saying is that 90%, what we know to be true, 90% of all millionaires do it through real estate. So what is it that they know that some of us don't know? So for instance, let's go back to the thing when we were talking about with the 300 or writing off some of your home for your business purposes. Let's explore that, because I think that one of the things that can be true is that, yes, you can write off some of your home. You can also probably refinance it appropriately to make sure that you can pull equity out. There are so many pieces to it. Is there anything that you wanted to elaborate on it? I have to move for quick second because I am pregnant.
We are the producers of this particular production, and the pregnant girl has to make a move. Just don't have a baby now because I don't have any background in anything medical. Is that okay with you?
That's okay.
All right, good. So I'll touch on that a little bit for you real quick. The one thing I know about a home, when I first bought my first house, I was a youngster, I was 19 years old, and I started reading business books and wealth books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Richest Man in Babylon. I want to understand the rules to the game. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only two types of people in this world, two. A lot of people like to take a guess, rich and poor. No, employer and employee. There's only two types of people in this world, employee, employer. So who do you think makes the rules, Aaron?
The employer.
Employer. And do they not set it up for the tax structure to benefit them?
Absolutely.
I was never mad at Donald Trump. Praise the Lord. Donald Trump set it up for the 1%. And if you got the 1%, then therefore you can make some money because you understand taxes. You understand that, watch this. I own a home, 1,500 square foot home. If I take 300 feet from that, now I only have 1,300 square feet left, maybe 1,200 square feet. But now I can write off. I'm not an accountant. So please, you got to hire a professional accountant, tax lawyer. But you're allowed to write off 300 square feet of your home as a business, small business. Small business has built America, ladies and gentlemen. Mom and pop started America. These big corporations are buying us out. But the tax law is the tax law. Because once you own a business, a small business, you can now write everything off. And the principle I like to teach also, Aaron, is how are you paying your car note? Your car note should be coming out of your business checking account. But hold up, Malik, what are you talking about? It's in my real name. I understand that. But you open a business account with your LLC, because LLCs, I would have an LLC for all my entities. Every house I own, let's say I got 123 Main Street, LLC, 268 Crenshaw Drive, LLC, 246 Valuable Drive, LLC, because I'm separating all my entities because they're really liabilities.
That's it.
And the LLCs are covering for that liability. So to use my home, 300 square foot, for this particular liability, I try to create what they call passive income. So my passive income, I pay my liabilities. And I'm gonna give everybody an example. I know I'm talking fast. Watch this. I have $50,000, round number, 50,000, right? Why would you buy a Lexus with $50,000 when you could start a business? You took the whole $50,000, drove to the dealership, handed over, my car paid for, player paid for, right? Okay, cool. You drove off the lot in less than 32 seconds. It depreciated in value. That Lexus, if you turn right around the corner, go to another dealership, trade it in, they'll give you $29,500 for it. I'm 29. I just bought it an hour ago. All right, we'll give you 32.
That's it.
Right? Now watch. If I take that same $50,000, go buy a piece of property, I put so much down that I have equity now.
Yes.
Now my rent in Charlotte is like $15,000 to $2,000 a month. How much you think a Lexus payment will be right now? Because I looked it up, the car interest rate between 8 to 18%. So let's make a fake number, $600 a month.
Okay.
That's $600 for a nice little Lexus. Right?
That's an old one, but yeah.
It's old. They couldn't get to 2023, so they got to 19, 20, and 35,000 miles, right?
That's
so
right.
You take the 50,000, you put it on there. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. What if I refinance my house and paid for it? Because the government cannot tax loan proceeds. I do a HELOC loan.
That's right.
But don't do a HELOC loan to refinance the car. Do a HELOC loan, take money, because a HELOC loan right now, I looked it up the other day, was 7%.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yep.
Then the HELOC went up the other day to 8.80 and the highest 13%. Right? HELOC, home equity loan line of credit. Now watch this. I take that same 50,000 borrowed from my house, take that 50,000, open up a business. Right? I take the positive cash flow from the business, or like we do in real estate, buy a house. The positive cash flow will be about $750 a month. My house is paying for my Lexus. The people renting my house is paying for my Lexus. Then I borrow the money from my primary dwelling, right? I'm writing it off at the end of the year, double taxation. I'm writing it off, and I'm not paying my car note. The rent is off.
And you're not paying your property tax.
Talk back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know more about money. What's a performer? When somebody opens a business, they got to create a performer. Tell me about what a performer is.
Yeah, so a performer statement is a statement that gives projections of how much you're going to spend. So if you're going to start any business, whether it is your mom and pop shop or it's a Kool-Aid stand or lemonade stand, in your mind, you're kind of doing a pro forma anyway, but you have to put it down on paper to actually get that business license and to have like a true understanding of what your expenses are and your revenues. A lot of time in businesses, they may have, and also when you do pro formas, they can have a pro forma income statement. You can have pro forma balance sheet. Pro forma just means projections. So if you are, let's say, going to start and have this LLC and you have an idea of how much you want to place in this home. Yeah, I want to make $750 off of it. So therefore I am going to charge, I don't know, $3,000 in rent so that I can make $750. Well, that's your like revenue, right? But did you take into account some of your expenses?
Mm-hmm.
Did you put money to the side for maintenance? Did you put money to the side for insurance? Did you put money to the side? Put money aside for renters insurance versus actual just primary dwelling insurance? Those things are important.
I'm gonna piggyback what you just said because I like how we brought it back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do after I close?
Mm-hmm.
Are you buying a house with purpose? Can I help somebody for a second?
Okay.
I like to use the word gift. We all are born with gifts.
Very true.
And I told people in one of my seminars, I've never been employed. I've always been deployed. See, when God gives you a gift, you're not employed. You get deployed into what your gift is. And anybody who ever asks me, I always say, what would you do even if you didn't get paid for it? You would still do it. Because that's when you know you operate in your gift. A lot of us hate when the alarm goes off in the morning. How many of y'all did just, and they cut it off? I want 5 more minutes. I need 15 more minutes. Damn, let me tell them I'm going to be 15 minutes late, right?
I'm not a morning person.
And I guarantee you that's everybody who has a job.
That is true.
Self-employed people go like this.
I'm about to make some money.
Look what self-employed do, y'all. They pull this out. This is cheese. This is cheese. I get up every morning like it's my first day at work, ladies and gentlemen. It's my first day because why? I know I only can eat what I kill. So when you're a W-2 employee, you hate getting up because you really don't like your job. You don't even like what you're doing. But some people do. Some people like it counseling. Some people guidance counseling. Some people teachers. I always hear teachers say this. I wish they get the teachers a raise. Then why'd you take that job? Tell me why. Why not open your own school?
That's right.
You see, we don't seem to understand how to use a job as active income.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need a job. And after you get active income, you should be working on passive income. And when Aaron finishes his next piece, I'm going to give y'all some small businesses you can operate at your house. Because I'm going to tell you something. Right now, the interest rate, I think I got down 6.8%, 7%. And on a $150,000 loan, 80% value is $992 a month. So at $992 a month all the way in, I'm going to show you something about how you charge $1,800. You're making $900 a month. We're going to talk about that in just a second. What's the next topic you want to discuss about?
Well, one of the things I do want to get back to when you were talking about writing up off of 300 square feet of your home,
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to reiterate, this is not writing off 50 cents per square foot, is it? Last time we checked, I wanted to make sure that, and once again, we're not tax professionals. If you want to get the exact number, speak to your tax professional, but depending upon the home and the business, you can write up off of $5 per square foot. Is that what it is?
If I'm correct, it's $5 a square foot. If I'm correct, yes. And again, I'm not a professional, so I want nobody going, I told you, don't be following me. You messed up. Stop. Let me show you something. Yeah, can I do this one real quick? You see this? Let me do this right quick. Yeah, y'all don't want to follow me. It's okay. You see this? Let me make sure I'm up close. These is hundreds. Y'all see the faces?
Oh my goodness.
These is hundreds. You see these hundreds? Watch this, y'all. Watch it. You ready? These is hundreds. I'm being funny. I ripped them. You see that? Means nothing.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Because you know why? You can't take this from me. I can make that again. No, I'm not going to put tape on it. I'm going to go outside right now, give it to a homeless person. Here, you take that and go do something yourself. Let him put the money back together. That's how we get down. I know I'm acting a little funny, right? But I'm trying to teach y'all something. They print this stuff everywhere, Aaron. They print money everywhere.
Yeah.
If you read an actual $1 bill, ladies and gentlemen, it says this is just a tender.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not even real. But we worship this stuff. I could rip it in half, take it outside. I'm going to give it to somebody, let them take it, right? Let them glue it back together. Let them go in the liquor store and buy some liquor because the liquor store right next door. You know, I want to see people buy some groceries with it. We'll work for food. I got $300 I just ripped up. Now that's $600. Go. Is it 6? Or I just divided by 2? It's $300. Praise the Lord. You know I just be joking with y'all. You don't put that money back together, put some tape on it. No, I just can't. I'm going to give it away when I get outside.
The other thing that I do want us to talk about, though, is optimizing your home from a perspective of being able to say, okay, we've done our fundamental maintenance on it. We looked around, we turned on the faucets, we made sure the keys were working. We even looked at our HVAC to make sure that it was sealed properly. We walked around the house. We actually walked around the home to make sure that it worked. I mean, that it didn't have any like bugs around it or like hives or anything like that. Now we're looking into actually getting our home and using it as an asset. Malik, you said break it down to minimize exposure. You're breaking it down each home into LLC. So you might be starting off with your first home, and you're thinking, and you're saying, okay, I'm gonna take the steps that Malik has brought to me, and I'm gonna try to place it in an LLC. Now, is the process of getting an LLC, in your opinion, difficult?
Not at all. It's paperwork.
That's it.
I deal with a company called Melanated Resources that does a lot of stuff for me, and I've done it myself. But just, ladies and gentlemen, we can't keep being cheap all the time. I can do it myself. One mistake, they send it back. Get somebody who can really do it, because when they do it, at least it goes out. Just pay the people, because if you're worried about $250, $300, then you shouldn't be in business. Because I like the rule 888. It's a 24 rule because there's 24 hours in a day, right? So I try to work hard for 8 of them. I try to sleep for 8 of them, which doesn't always happen. Then another 8, I try to give to family, friends, and faith. You get what I'm saying? That's my F's. Then I try to learn about something higher than me. Like there's got to be a God out there, whether you worship Islam, Buddhism, whatever you worship, right? You got to save 8, 8, and 8. Give 8 hours a day to working hard. 8 hours a day to get some sleep. And the other 8 work on your body, your mind, and your soul, and your family. Because at the end of the day, I've learned recently, and I've been telling the story recently, ever since I opened that cigar bar, I realized how precious my time is. That's right. Because I made a lot of money in real estate. I made a lot of money moving money around. Because when I leave here today, I want somebody to be able to take and make at least $1,000 a week easy. If I can leave everybody right now with $1,000 a week easy, because I want to go back to how I used my first home. You ready? Let's get into that for a quick second, if you don't mind.
No.
My very first home was in the hood. I just moved down south. It was on High Lake Drive, the Plaza. It's not really the hood, but it was the Plaza. I didn't know it, but I'm coming out of New York, Harlem, Brooklyn, all that. I thought it was a pretty nice house. I had a lake across the street. My mortgage was $412 a month. I assumed the loan. I turned my basement into a production company, meaning I was down there bagging up incense and oils, like a little warehouse. And that's when I read this book so I could write it off. So when I did my taxes that year, I actually asked the accountant, excuse me, sir, I have a small business. Do you have a business license? I said, yes. You got tax ID number? I said, yes. I can write your house off. So instead of my tax that year being, let's say, $4,700 I had to pay, I only paid like $900 because I had write-offs. So what do I mean by write-off? Because you know more about money than I do. What do I mean by write-offs?
A write-off is a expense that you've incurred in your business or even in your life. But there's an expense that you've incurred, and when it comes down to tax time, they'll give you sovereignty for it. So for whatever reason, you're no longer having to pay for it, and they actually give you a credit for it. So yes, you may pay it initially, but if you keep your receipt at the end of the year, you'll get a credit for it, and that's considered writing off part of your tax expense for that year.
You remember this? Brother, I'm gonna keep it real. All my New Yorkers, you know we love Timberlands, right? We wear our Timbs. I wrote my boots off, Timberlands. I wrote my haircuts off. I kept receipts and said, Barb, can I get a haircut? Because why? I was the business. I used to get my nails done. As I paid for my nails and paid for my haircut, you're the business. You know what Jay-Z say, I'm a businessman? No, I am a businessman. I get to write my haircut off. Yep. I get to write my nails off. I get to write my clothes off because it's part of my uniform for success. But I validate it with receipts.
That's right.
Yep.
So anytime someone asks you if you want your receipt, the answer will always be yes.
Why yes? It's fun to stay at the, you know what I'm talking about. We ain't gonna do that right now. But let's get into something else. I want to talk about how a house, I use my basement to do like production warehouse. People can start a small business. Let me ask you, all my people who understand Atlanta, Georgia, Buford Highway, New York, the black bags, what stops you from buying $100 worth of jewelry online, bringing it back to your office, put a little jewelry stand on your desk? You might not sell but a $5 bracelet here, a $10 bracelet there, but it's extra $50, $60 a day you're making. You know, I think women like earrings and pocketbooks, right? What stops you when you go to New York, go to Atlanta, pick up a couple pieces? You know, daycare. What stops you from saying, I'll watch your kid? You know, people want to go get a break, like husband and wives just want a break, and they would love to give you $95 to watch their child for one day. When you drop that baby, you don't think you want to get back out there in the streets? I'm just messing with you. But listen, Everybody needs childcare. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
That's right.
So why don't you just babysit 2 kids a week? Maybe on a Friday and Saturday, make an extra $150. A lot of y'all are too good to clean, huh? You don't clean your own house, but start a cleaning business. You know how many people would pay you just to come clean their bathrooms? You don't mind putting some gloves on?
Absolutely.
You know how many restaurants and businesses out there, we tired, we leave. I'd rather somebody else come in here, mop the floor, clean up. I would pay for that service. This whole thing called America has been built on services and goods. This America's not built on nothing else. You provide a service or a good. The good could be you. You might be the manpower because it's called human capital. And watch this. Some of y'all know how to do hair. These girls getting $300 or $400 to braid hair.
Yeah.
You can braid 2 heads a week and still make you a little $300.
That's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been in your neighbors, you've been riding around. It's a car on the side of the road. Oh, that's a piece of crap. No, give me some soap, some water, and some Armor. I buy that car for $500. I wash the inside, outside. I'm gonna spray them wheels all shiny. I'm gonna wash the engine, spray that engine, and I'm gonna sell the same car for $1,500. Made $1,000 in a week. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not telling you a story. I'm telling you things I really did. I'm not Mr. Did It All. I'm just Mr. Know It All, right? Because if I use that in reverse, people, you just think you know Mr. Know It All. Oh no, I'm Mr. Did It All. So no matter how you put it, I either know it all or I did it all. It's either or, Aaron. It's no. You got to try. You got to step out on faith. You take a step, God will do the rest.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, give me another subject. I like this.
Well, Malik, we're almost out of time.
What time is
it? It is 7:27.
We stopping at 7:30?
Yeah.
Oh, praise Him.
Praise Him. But we want to make sure that you understand what we've gone over because we were giving you a lot of information fast. The first thing is understanding that once you have a home, make sure that you secure it and do the maintenance that's needed when you first get a home. Then you want to make sure that you break it down as an LLC and have an idea of what your expenses are. Have an idea of how much revenue you want to bring in. So you use pro forma statements to do so. Then when you're inside of that home, if you've created that LLC, that business, figure out ways that you can write off things or like your square footage, some of the expenses that you have that you were going to normally have anyway.
When we call that CapEx expense, like you're doing your construction, right? You put new carpet in, $5,000. You put vinyl flooring, $3,000.
Yes.
Countertop, $7,000, right?
Yes.
You can write all that off for 2 to 3 years, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Why are you sitting out here paying all these bills and taxes? Get you a house, call Family Realty, Aaron, the Red Bottom Realtor, call her, make an appointment, sit down. Lease go. True story. I just got the phone with a young lady talking about, hey, Malika, you know I need help. You said you'd cover me. I said, what do you mean by cover? She said, no, you said you're going to look out for him to get a car. I said, okay, cool. Do you want a car? Do you need a car? She said, I need a car. Okay, cool. I can help you get a Nissan Sentra real quick. I don't even want no Sentra. Whoa, stop for a second. Do you want a car or do you need a car? You get what I'm saying? We got to understand sometimes, I'm not using the word humble because I don't like using the word humble, but sometimes we just got to get to work. If you can get there and show up, God will show out. I'm being real with you. God will show out. And you know another thing I want to tell somebody real quick before we go? I need you to understand that we opened up by most millionaires have real estate in their portfolio.
Absolutely.
So they'll have real estate, they'll have paper like mutual bonds, stocks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They'll also have some sort of commodity. They'll do oil, gold, something.
Yes. So
always remember, millionaires are not crazy. And
right.
I tell people all the time, stop looking like you got money. Because a lot of us look like we got money.
Hello.
I want to give a big shout out to the selfie studio down here in Rock Hill. Say her name properly. I don't want to mess her name up.
Tinyetta Moore.
Tinyetta Moore. I be calling her Tinyetta T. Moore because I met her a long time ago. I remember she was doing all this selfie stuff and internet IT. But listen, try it out. Come check it out. If you got a little thing with the kids, you want to do dress up, take pictures, make sure y'all come check it out. All right, y'all? This your man, Mr. Malik. I got my girl, Erin, pregnant. She's eating for 2, ladies and gentlemen. Praise him.
Praise them.
Yeah. So we'll see you again. I'll be back real soon. Again, Tuesday, I'm supposed to be doing some webinar on Tuesday. We'll talk about that later on. But I want to make sure we understand wealth building, build wealth. And that's what it's all about, man. It's your main man, Mr. Malik, from free cheese to free man.
That's right. And the other thing that I wanted to
Go
talk
for
about, we didn't even tell them that we're giving out something free.
I was trying not to say nothing. So what you're saying is, I got one simple question, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
The first person to slide in my DM and tell me the address to Selfie Studios, I'll take you and 3 people on Lake Wiley. Let me find a good Sunday when it's not raining, not cold. We'll get out there about 11, get off the water by 1, go out on a boat with me and chill out, and we'll put the music up, we'll party on the boat. But if you could give me right now my DM, what time is it right now? Like 7:30.
7:30.
Somebody who hit me at 7:30, 7:31, 7:32. I'm gonna take 3, 3, and 3. So that's 9 people on Lake Wiley. If you can tell me the address to Selfie Studios. Say her name again.
Tignetta.
Tignetta Timor.
That's it.
Praise them. That's
So
what I'm talking about.
just to make sure, Malik, they don't have to pay for gas or
They
anything.
ain't gotta pay for nothing. We're gonna pop bottles. We're gonna do all that.
Nice.
Bottles of what? Grape juice. You know, we're not gonna be playing out here with these people. You know what I'm talking about, Aaron? So
Right.
listen, Lake Wiley, probably with the next week or two we'll do it. But it has to be a Sunday, ladies. I know you want to go to church, but we'll have prayer on the boat, okay?
That's right.
I want to get you out there about 11, get you back by about 1:30. If you want to bring some snacks or something, come on. But I'm looking at the clock, 7:30, 7:31, 7:32, 7:33. Find you and 2 guests, and whoever told me the address to Selfie Studios in Rock Hill, I'm taking you on the boat. Get 3 friends ready. You and 2 people. That's 3, 3, and 3. That's 9. Because I'll make 10. If you want to go to make 11, if not, I'm bringing my daughter.
All right.
Because you might be all pregnant, want to throw up on the side of the boat. We ain't doing that today, ladies and gentlemen. What's her name again?
Tignetta Moore.
Tignetta Moore, Selfie Studios. We down here, Rock Hill, South Carolina. Peace. Make me go. I'm walking off set. The hell with this? I'm walking off set.
Bye, everyone.